Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to another Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And we just watched Tragedy Girls, a movie that I completely missed from last year, but I did hear about, this last year. I see the name everywhere, but for some reason, there was a part of me that thought it was a TV show and not a movie. I don't know why.
Well, it's because there were all those, final girl everything.
Yeah, and I think my name just kind of, ended up associating it with that, even though it had nothing to do with that. And it didn't help the fact that it was on Hulu, which I associate more with shows
with
than
television
movies.
Than movies. Yeah, exactly. So this is a Hulu exclusive, I think.
I don't know if it is. All I know is that's how we watched it.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it on any other platforms.
So we ended up watching it on Hulu. So it's currently available on Hulu. But if you don't have Hulu, I will include an Amazon affiliate link in the description below if it is available on Amazon. If not, then what can you do?
Yeah.
But Tragedy Girls is a really fun movie. It's basically Heathers if it were a slasher movie.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the most succinct, description of it I can give.
Yeah. It's very much, it feels very much in the vein of, Heathers and Scream without a lot of the meta commentary.
Yes. There's not so much a meta commentary on slasher movies like there is in, Scream or, Behind the Mask. But it very much is a horror comedy about two girls who want to become slasher killers and are joking all along the way.
Yeah, and it follows. The thing that's interesting about it is that it follows the girl movie format.
It does.
Though it's a horror movie.
It does. It totally does. Right down to the fact that always choose your hoes before bros.
Yeah. It's got that moment where it's I'm not sure we can be friends anymore. Yes.
They break up because of a man, but they learn that the man is not worth it. That the friendship is more
important. The friendship's more important.
It's like the fucking.
But instead of it being a regular man, they're fighting over the target of their slash.
Yes.
Killing.
Yes. It's like Babysitter's Club if they were all killers.
Yeah. Yeah. But I wanted to kill Bobby. I thought we were friends. I thought you understood. I wanted to kill him at the prom.
The other thing worth noting about this movie is that it has a very modern social media sense of humor. There's a lot of references to Twitter and stuff like that. Kind of like Detention did. And it has
but it's way more successful at it than Detention.
I feel like this movie succeeds where Detention and Jennifer's Body failed for me.
Yes,
this movie succeeded in what those two movies were trying to do way better, in my opinion. And right down to the friendship of the two girls in the end. You know?
Yeah. It's how to put it. The friendship between these twos, you feel a lot more than the two girls in Jennifer's Body.
Yes, absolutely.
It feels like a real friendship, whereas Jennifer's Body, it feels like a Hollywood plot. It
feels like a Hollywood plot with two characters that were probably originally intended to be bisexual or lesbians at one point, but they didn't do it.
Yeah, but they didn't do it. And here, they don't really make them lesbians either, but they use the slasher killing as the metaphor for their feelings.
To me, in this, I didn't necessarily feel romantic feelings so much as it felt like the girl version of a bromance.
Yes. Yes.
Where it's they love each other, but they're not physical with each other, but they love each other,
Yeah. But no one's gonna come between them.
Exactly. It's I love you, man, but with girls.
Yeah, but it's two girls, and there are a lot of X-Men in this movie.
Yes, basically the two main girls in this movie, one of them is Negasonic Teenage Warhead from Deadpool. And the other one is the new Storm from X-Men Apocalypse, and I'm assuming the new Dark Phoenix movie coming out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's in that, yeah.
Because she is in the cameo, I believe, in Deadpool 2, so.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So I'm assuming that, yeah. So the new Storm and Negasonic Teenage Warhead playing two girls who worship serial killers and want to be slasher killers. And the basic plot of this movie is they kidnap a serial killer and try to get the serial killer to teach them to kill. And the movie goes from there.
Yeah.
That's the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then the movie goes.
And it's weird because, the fucking serial killer becomes he occupies the space that, the jealous dad usually occupies.
In a weird way, he does,
You know, it's really super cool.
Well, because the other thing they do with this movie is that these two kids don't have, troubled households. You know, like
No, they're like Michael Myers. They're just evil.
Yeah,
they're just bad kids.
Like the girl who played Storm, like her character has a loving mother and father that are fully supportive of everything she does. And the other girl, Negasonic Teenage Warhead girl, she has a single dad and lives in kind of like one of those like mobile homes, not quite a trailer park, but a mobile home. And but like they're poor, but it's obviously not a burden on them because the dad's always happy and her dad have a really good relationship.
He's like mustache dad from like Twilight.
Yeah.
You know, except he's a bit more of like a.
But she
doofus.
likes him more than Bella likes mustache dad.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, there's always like, oh, daddy, I love you. Like, you know, and she means it.
Exactly.
She means it. There's a lot of really great cameos of like funny character actors. Craig Robinson is in this movie.
Oh yes,
he has a really funny
Craig
role
Robinson.
in this movie.
Take your panties off!
Probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie involves him and the two girls trying to kill him. Like, it's great.
God, yeah. Well, I mean, like one of the things, a really good way of summarizing this movie could be is the Addams Family Values line. Oh, it's that time of life when a little girl has only one thing on her mind.
These two
homicide.
These two girls do feel like they come straight out of the Addams Family with the way they treat their murdering and mayhem.
Yes.
Like, it's just fun and games. It's just life. It's like any other aspect of a teenage girl's life, except they just like to kill people.
Yeah.
You know? So it does feel like these two are like slightly older Wednesday Addams.
Yeah.
But without like the doom and gloom feel. Like they're both happy, cheery.
Without the look.
Yeah.
You know? Like...
They're just so happy and cheery.
Yeah, they're just like two vaguely punk chicks.
But they're also fucking with the media because part of the plot is they also have this hashtag Tragedy Girls thing on Twitter in which they basically are using the murders they do to push their journalistic agenda so that they can become more and more famous.
Yeah. They're totally using fucking Twitter in order to make themselves the most famous serial killers of all time.
This is probably the best use of Twitter and social media I've seen in a horror movie.
I agree.
Because it felt like it was actually the way Twitter works.
Well, it was, it did feel like the way social media works. You know, it's not like, it doesn't feel like, oh, these kids on their phones. It's sort of like, no, this is actually written by someone who understands.
It also felt
hashtags,
like the plot of Scream 2 and Scream 4 with the killers trying to become like these famous celebrities. Like it felt like these girls did that way better.
Oh, it did way better. Like that subplot is way better here than in Scream.
The thing is that even though there's not like a deconstruction of slasher movies in this, there's a lot of horror in-jokes in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there's a scene in which they kill someone in a woodshop room, and the teacher in that room is Mr. Wan, as in James Wan.
James Wan, yeah.
And of course, that means at some point a saw is going to be used.
Yes.
You know? So there's a lot of like little Easter eggs like that, but they aren't like deconstructions. They're just like nods.
Yeah, well, it feels like the way Eli Roth uses that same kind of thing.
Or like the James Gunn script for Dawn of the Dead, where like each and every like mall shop has like a name that's a reference to like a famous director or something like that.
Yeah, like John Carpenter's Hardware.
Yeah,
shit like that.
Welcome to John Carpenter's. You know? Yeah, stuff like that. This movie does a lot of that, but like it's not like in your face with it. It's very subtle with it. So like if you're not a horror fan, you just won't miss it. You'll just be like, okay, it's just Mr. Wan. But if you're a horror fan, you catch it right away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, I loved it's definitely a movie that was done with a lot of love.
Oh yeah, you could tell that everyone involved with this movie had a blast making it and loved making it. This was a labor of love. Yeah, not an arbor of love. Yeah, Arbor Day.
Yeah. Go green or go dead.
I still want that movie to be made. I can't think of what more to say before we get to the spoilers, because there's some stuff we could spoil for this movie, so we'll save that for the spoiler section. But is there any thing you want to say before we get there?
But the main thing is that I really like the movie. I really recommend it, and I feel like the biggest tragedy is that it's on a platform like Hulu as opposed to like Netflix, where it might have gotten way more traction.
Oh yeah. If this were on Netflix, it would become one of those cult hits like Death
Everyone would be already talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I highly recommend this movie. I'm once again, if it's available on Amazon, I'm going to include an Amazon affiliate link to the movie, and if you click that link, I will get a kickback from it. And with all that said, let us move on to the spoilers. All Alrighty then. So where do we start with the spoilers for this movie? All right. So
I don't really know because, like, how to put it, you could spoil aspects of the plot, but they're not like, but it's like Heather's in that there's not really a twist.
not necessarily. No. Like there is one twist in the movie, and that's when it turns out the two girls are responsible for the boyfriend's mom's death.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
is a reveal in the movie because, like, I didn't even consider that as a possibility because they were obviously too young. But apparently she was, like, their soccer coach or something like that, and they were, like, on their way home from, like, a game, and they, like, killed her on the way home or some shit. It was,
Yeah. They've been, like, killers since they were, like, little kids.
It's just to establish that these girls have been not only BFFs since they were, like, fucking, like, little fucking, like, toddlers. They have been serial killers since they were able to speak and walk. Like,
Yeah. Well, I feel like that was kind of a nod to the original Michael Myers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know,
they're just evil.
They're just bad kids. You know, like,
you know? But the thing is, what I also love is that the two actresses are so fucking charming. You love every second with them.
Oh no, yeah.
Like you just want to watch
absolutely.
them kill people and be happy about it.
Yeah.
And their chemistry as friends, like you become really invested in it. Like even though the boyfriend character who they end up targeting over the course of the movie is legitimately a good person and a good guy and should be the guy that you're rooting for. No, you're more rooting for the girls than you are him.
Yeah.
There's like nothing wrong with him. He's just not as fun as the two girls, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel that's where like Jennifer's Body kind of went wrong.
Yeah.
Because even though that you didn't even care about that dude.
No.
You know, he was a complete prop, but the boyfriend in this one is more of a character that is getting used.
Yes, and it's very, very well.
They did a really good job.
There's they systematically essentially kill their senior class over the course of this movie.
Yes. Oh my god.
One of their first victims one of their first victims is like the I really love this because I feel like it did what that Heather's remake was trying to do but way better.
Yeah.
And that's like the super socially conscious girl who is like all about like charity and like school organizing and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, but she's actually a total bitch.
But behind the scenes, she's just a complete cunt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's one of those like this did what Heather's was trying to do, where it has those characters that do that super socially conscious thing, but they're actually the school bullies.
Yeah.
And she's basically kind of occupies that space, but for the girls, she does all that stuff. So on the surface, all the teachers love her, all the parents love her, and everyone sees her as a good person. But when she's interacting with all the other girls, she treats them poorly.
Yeah, she like shit.
She blackmails them. She belittles them. She's always passive aggressive. And anytime anyone like tries to step up and do what she's doing, she knocks them down because only she can have that pedestal.
Yeah. You're really not sad when she dies.
No. You know? So when the girls end up killing her, it feels good, and it feels like what that Heather's remake was trying to do, but they just failed.
Yeah. Another movie that kind of came to mind while I was watching it, because it was like this. It felt like the not the girl version of the movie, but the girl version. Like, oh god, I don't even know how to say it. But the movie that I was thinking of was Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, where basically
they're very different movies, but I see what you mean.
Yeah. Like one is like a complete like teenage boy take on like the zombie apocalypse, where this is like a total like BFF girl movie take on slasher movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And both succeed in that regard.
They do, yeah.
That I will say that thing. If teenage girl stuff like aggravates you, then you should probably skip this movie because you're not.
Oh yeah, they do it all. They do it all.
But if you like I said, if you enjoy a movie like Heather's, if you liked Jennifer's Body, you'll probably like this movie.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you like Ginger Snaps, you'll probably like this movie.
Oh yeah, Ginger Snaps. That's another one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also a bit of a coming of age tale in a certain extent. Like these girls are kind of coming into their own as serial killers and modern women. Like,
yeah, yeah. But it has a. I like the fact that even though it's called The Tragedy Girls, the movie is not a tragedy in any way, sense, or form.
No, it is not a tragedy. If anything, this movie is about two girls rekindling their friendship.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, they have that whole, like, we can't be friends anymore. You know, but you're like, but they're talking about they're mad because one person killed somebody without the other.
Oh God, yeah. Like, if you're gonna come into this movie and try to sit like at a moral like a moral high ground, you're not gonna like.
Oh, it doesn't exist. It's
because
not
this
here.
is a movie in which like two girls, like one gets super jealous of the other's boyfriend, so decides that they must kill that boyfriend. So they do. And then later, when it comes time to kill her boyfriend, she's like, "No, I love him. We can't do that."
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, and you're just like, "There's no moral high ground there. You killed the other girl's boyfriend. I mean, sure, he was more of a dick than this guy, but
yeah. But then they have to come together and kill everybody.
Yes, everybody. There is like in terms of spoilers, there is a total Carrie let's burn down prom scene, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
It is magical.
Oh man.
Yeah, I just man, this movie succeeded where a lot of movies I've seen in like the last 15 years, like they've tried to go here, but they haven't quite reached the sweet spot this movie did. Like this movie is the tension done right, it's Jennifer's body done right. It's if you like those movies, or if you're disappointed in those movies, then definitely see this movie. This movie succeeds. In all those
You'll probably
regards.
like this movie whether or not you liked or hated the other two.
Yes,
you know.
So, I guess with that said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And where can they find you, Count Jackula?
You can find me on YouTube. I'm Count Jackula. You can find me on Twitter at Count_Jackula. You can also find me on Twitch there. We're not there too often these days, but given the way YouTube is going, you know, that's part of my escape plan if things go even further south than they have. However, one thing that we do on a regular basis is we stream every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and every Sunday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on my YouTube channel. So go there, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know whenever I stream, and you should be there because we'd love to talk to you.
Hell yeah. And you can find me on Twitter and Twitch and Facebook under The Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema. Type in either of those and you will find me. And I guess with all that said, yeah, Tragedy Girls. Great movie. Highly recommend it. And we'll catch you all later.